Folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham areas for week ending February 23rd, 2022. I have an important message for you. A few weeks ago, it was difficult to get listing agents to return your phone call, and it was difficult to negotiate with listing agents. Think about it. They had 20, 30 showings a day. On offer night, they'd be getting 10, 15, 20 offers. They weren't into negotiations. That's just like, what's the difference? What does it matter what one person is going to offer when they have 10, 15, 20 offers to deal with? They're just after the top people. So it was hard to negotiate. Well, we're starting to see a change there. In the last week to 10 days, we're seeing a shift in the market. We're seeing listing agents not necessarily having their finger on the pulse of the market, and we're seeing mistakes because in some situations, they're not getting 20, 30 showings a day. They're getting far less. They're not getting 10, 15 offers a day. They might, 10, 15 offers on offer night. They might be getting 1, 2, or 3. Now, they're a little bit more open-minded to negotiations. They're a little bit more open-minded to returning your phone calls. They're a little bit more open-minded to following up after the showing, asking how did your client like the house? Do you need any information? What can I do? Some of the listing agents, though, we're seeing they're not reading the market. They don't have their finger on the pulse, and they're making mistakes. We do a bunch of business in Brampton and in Mississauga, and we see the mistakes happening out there and agents not doing the proper service for their clients because they don't have their finger on the pulse of what's happening in the market. If you feel this information can help anybody you know, please pass the video along. Let's get into the numbers. If you want to reach out to us to talk anything at all related to real estate, maybe your real estate situation, it's really simple. In the description below, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way, I'll know ahead of time and I'll make sure I'm available and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Thank you so much for many of you that we've already helped out by using the calendar below. Let's get into the numbers. I have here Mississauga, Brampton, and for Durham, it's Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby as one area. Prices are down across the board there. So kind of makes you wonder, is this the newer trend? Are we starting to see now prices coming down? Is this the time to buy? Well, let's talk about that. I'm going to start off with Mississauga here. We sold 71 detached properties in Mississauga last week. 14 of those were at $2 million or more. Now 71 is, it's a little bit more than what we sold the previous week. And for the last few weeks, we've been going up just by a few properties every single week. So sales are up. We wish they'd be up much more. When we get into compared to last year, we were selling way more last year. But 71 detached were sold. Average sold price for the last few weeks has been coming down. Average sold price now is sitting at $1,817,000, which is 18% higher than what we sold last year at this time. When we look at the median price is 22% higher. So average sold price is slightly down, median price is slightly down. When we look at the sales of 71, you could see the blue here is last year's sales. The orange is this year. We're way off the mark of what we were selling last year at this time. 89% sold at list price or more. 89 is still high, don't get me wrong, and prices are still high, don't get me wrong, but we're starting to see a shift downward. 89, although it's high, it's less than the previous week at 95%. Listings, lower than last year. Compared to last week, look, we're up from last week, but we're only up by 3 listings. We listed 110 last week. Months of inventory, it's up. It's up by just 0.1. We're sitting at 0.5. but it's up. And we're going to see that right across the board in all the market segments that we're talking about. And the average days on market is also up. It's now 9. It was 6 the previous week, 7 the week before that. So we're starting to see a little bit of a shift. We could be right at the beginning of things changing, either leveling out or coming down slightly. Let's look at Brampton. Sales actually have been coming down over the last few weeks. Last week we sold 114 detached properties. 20 of those were at $2 million or more. The average sold price has come down. It's now sitting at $1,595,000. So it's almost 1.6, but it's down from the previous week. $1,595,000 is 32% higher than what it was last year, which is high. I mean, average sold price is up. If we go back, I mean, you could, sorry, going the wrong way here. If we go back where we were last year, Brampton has really jumped way up there over the last 6 months. It's incredible what's happened there. Well, the average sold price is 32% higher. The median price is 35% higher than what it was a year ago. Let's look at the sales of 114. The orange is this year again. The blue is last year. We're way behind what we were selling last year at this time. And 94% of those sales sold at list price or more. We listed a little bit more than what we listed last week. We listed 205, and months of inventory is gone up. We're sitting at 0.4 months of inventory. Now, these are not drastic changes, but months of inventory in Mississauga went up by 0.1. In Brampton, it went up by 0.1. And Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby, we sold 78, less than what we sold the previous week. Average sold price is $1,519,000, which is down from the previous week. $1,519,000 is 35% higher than what it was the previous week. The median price is 40% higher. Sorry, I said it's 35% higher than what it was the previous year, I meant to say, not the previous week. And the median price is 40% higher than what it was a year ago. So 35% for average sold price, 40% for median price year over year. Those are huge increases. But median price is down from the previous week. Average sold price is also down from the previous week. Sales of the 78, which is way behind what we were selling last year at this time. 95% sold at list price or more. We listed 120, lower than what we were listing last year at this time. Similar to last week, just a little bit higher, 3 more than what we listed last week. And months of inventory is also up. It's up by 0.1. It's now sitting at 0.3. The average sold price is down. So I'm looking at the data across Ajax, Pickering, Whitby, Mississauga, and Brampton. All those areas, average sold price is down slightly. Months of inventory is up in each of those areas. I'm starting to see, plus my experience of being in the field, I'm looking at this and thinking, what's going on? Are we actually at the beginning of a shift in what's happening? Is now the time to buy, or are there more opportunities to buy now than there were just a few days ago? Let's look at the condo market, because it's a whole different story in the condo market. We sold 92 condos in the Peel region last week, which is very close to what we've been doing the last few weeks in a row. But average sold price now hit a new record, $753,000 for the average sold price of a condo in the Peel region, which is 36% higher than what it was a year ago. Median price is 37% higher than what it was a year ago. The condo market is a whole different story than the freehold market right now. Of the 92 that sold, 97% sold at list price or more. We're listing more condos this year than what we were listing last year at this time. And months of inventory is sitting at 0.2. And it's an extreme seller's market in the condo business there in Peel region. But here's the summary. So Mississauga, Brampton, the Durham region, months of inventory It's up, not by a lot, but it is up, and prices are down across the board there. Peel condos hasn't changed. Prices, though, are up, and we're at the beginning, I believe, of a shift. Let's see what happens. Stay alert. It could be the right time to buy right now. Have an awesome day.